helicopter going over the Grand Canyon.
Back here again, MITA Unshackled with some of our other guests who are here at the golf tournament.
Brain fart.
I forgot what the actual title was. The Bianchi and Brandt. Thank you, Bianchi and Brandt, for sponsoring this wonderful tournament and being the title sponsor. So we could call it the Bianchi and Brandt Golf Tournament. But I think we have an official name. What is the official name? Second annual?
Winter charity golf tournament.
Yeah. Put on by MITA?
Yeah. Sponsored by Bianchi and Brandt, but charity goes towards Arizona Helping Hands,
Yes.
foster home, and foster care for children.
Brought in a ton of toys.
It was
so
incredible.
much toys.
Yeah, it was.
What was all that about? I mean, there was like a mountain of toys.
Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
The cannabis industry is playing Santa. We're
That's
supplying
pretty
all
good.
the
Did we get a photo of those toys?
I did. I got a photo. We're loading up the cars too right now. We had to get 3 cars full of packed toys.
Well, we want to introduce the audience to a couple other supporters of the golf tournament who have always been supporting MITA and all of our charitable activities, educational activities, networking activities, etc. from Boveda. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
How was your day? Oh, you guys want to introduce yourself to the audience first?
Yeah, for sure. I'm Shannon Click with Boveda. Came out here from Minneapolis, our corporate headquarters, so fun to be here in the sunny state of Arizona and such a great market with the cannabis.
And your title is?
I'm our Vice President of Sales for the
Vice
cannabis
President of Sales for the Cannabis Division.
Yes.
We love Boveda.
101 countries we're in right now for Boveda, so
congratulations.
excited about that. Thank you.
That's awesome.
And Jane, your title?
And I'm Jane Plank. I reside in Arizona, and I handle Nevada and Arizona, and recently expanding out. So we'll be more on the national side.
And you guys are great people to
Nice.
know. What's the best way to get a hold of you on LinkedIn? What's your
LinkedIn or Boveda Jane on Instagram. I respond to both.
so Jane on what's the
Jane Plank
Jane
on LinkedIn.
Plank, Plank. Because a lot of people there's 2 or 3 names.
Yeah.
There's sometimes a middle initial and stuff.
There's only a one Jane
the-
Plank.
And the best way to get a hold of you?
Sure, for sure. On LinkedIn, Shannon, SHANNON, Click, spelt with a K, KLICK. Please reach out to me. Love hearing your stories, whether you're in the cannabis industry or not. Love to connect.
So Shannon and Jane, let's talk a second about what Boveda is, just so people out there who haven't, and everybody should know at this point, and they've met different members of the Boveda team. If you watch our podcast series, they've been introduced to Boveda, but we'll quickly give a 30-second overview of what Boveda is.
So patented 2-way humidity control. It keeps the weed fresh. We started back in '97 with cigars. Then we wanted to rhyme. We went into guitars. And now we're in cannabis.
That's crazy. You guys moved in from guitars to cannabis.
Yeah.
Guitars,
and
not guitar. Guitars.
I said guitars.
The musical instruments, not the country.
I said guitar.
Yeah, nice.
That'd be amazing if you are in guitar too, though.
We probably will be, for sure, one day soon.
Shannon's like,
There you go.
sales.
Yeah, here we go.
Sales.
How do we think of the
How will
sales?
I sell
The
Boveda
reach.
to the Arabs?
How do we think of
They
the
smoke fat cigars,
Yes, they
so
do.
Yes.
These are areas where we do have distribution, but you think any place you need moisture-dependent control. Protect your passions. We want people to remember to keep your weed fresh and make sure that your craft has been stored and carried to the best deliverable for the consumer. There's our sales pitch.
There you go.
So Shannon, Qatar, just because World Cup is happening right now, so we need to talk about this. Qatar is one of the driest places on earth,
Yeah,
so they must have a tremendous need for Boveda.
for sure. Shout out to Kate Holste. She manages our global division, and I'm sure she could call in right now and tell me that we've got current distribution in Qatar.
I don't know why these little things fascinate me.
It
but
should.
There's squirrels always are coming through my mind, but I'm really interested in what Boveda. I mean, everyone in the Middle East should be very familiar with Boveda.
For sure. We actually were part of a program where we send out to veterans when they're enjoying some of their sticks overseas on tour, and we include Boveda packages in our humidor bags to make sure they get the deliverable from the U.S. stateside as they're serving the country in that manner.
So Shannon, this is how many MITA events have you been to?
This actually is my first Arizona MITA, but I've been to MITA events nationally.
Okay, so what did
Shout
you?
out to you for national events.
We're trying. We're getting there. But what did you think of the golf tournament? I mean, it's a beautiful day, obviously. But what else?
Yeah.
What crossed your mind? What did you see out there?
Okay. The course is amazing. The people here are wonderful. The on-course activities was super fun and engaging. And one thing I'll tell you that did surprise me and shouldn't is both the Bev Cart and the Golf Pro mentioned what great of a crowd cannabis people are.
Right.
In conjunctions to some other tournaments that they had. So I thought, like, wonderful to break down some of the stigma that we don't come and respect the places that we serve, just like we would if we were engaging with another activity. And I'm just really proud that 2 people said that to me on the course about cannabis people in golf. And I thought, yeah, way to go, community.
Right. That's
And-
so awesome.
And Shannon, I just want a little thought. I feel the vice president's, like, your presence is amazing. It's hard to
feel her
describe.
aura?
I feel your aura. I love it. I
Good,
love it.
thank you.
But what I was saying, so there's a wedding party after this
They're
in about an
wedding
hour and a
crashing.
half. And they started trickling out. Like the grooms are here dressing and
Yeah.
stuff. And they started trickling out to the vendors, checking out different people and stuff. And then they kept coming. Like they all want cannabis,
I
you know?
literally saw someone double fisting like
Yeah.
handfuls of edibles and joints in his hand, happiest smile on his face.
They're getting the Jeters and all the other products, and that was really cool. So real quickly, how long have you guys been with Boveda? How you guys?
I've been just under 2 years.
Yeah.
And such a great contributor to our team. We love
Thanks.
having Jane here. I've been with Boveda, it'll be 5 years in January.
Yeah. I feel-
Started in cigars and guitars and cannabis, and as the cannabis division grew, we knew we needed to place more effort in that arena and just do a lot of research. We're very curious, and so that's the way our team shows up in this space, hopefully.
No, that's
Especially
awesome.
Jane.
That's neat because there's literally, you guys are one of 2 companies in the industry that are
Sure.
actually doing that, and you guys are the top.
Yes.
So
And
Thank you.
more than anything, it's really educating, right? You don't have to use a tortilla or an orange peel
right,
or lettuce.
orange peel is the
Yeah,
one.
this is
or
accurate, right? That's the fun part of it. It's
Yeah.
never going to turn into mold and all that kind of stuff. So
And one of our
right.
MITA team members uses Boveda very actively at home.
Yep, me, myself, and I.
Last
So-
night at
I
your
can
MITA event,
preach
by
it.
the way, I'll give you a shout out too on your MITA event last night. I had no appreciation that there was going to be that many people at a monthly event that duplicates month over month. And so it just shows that the Arizona community is invested in the success of cannabis, as well as, everybody that works in this arena is all here for the same cause. And I just want to say it was great to be there, and we were fortunate enough to hear from a consumer lens that we are helping their experience with cannabis. So great party, great event.
I love your vibe. I love. I like. I'm thinking, how can I make her the vice president in charge of my life?
Vice
You know what I'm saying?
President Demitri Downing.
I can feel that.
Vice president of your life for hire.
I'm a big kid, but you've got a great professional vibe. I just can feel it. So you really enjoyed last night. Let me tell you one thing we did. This is important for Boveda and all the other ancillary, auxiliary companies and brands out there and people that are trying to get into the cannabis industry. What we did is that the owners group's getting smaller and smaller in a sense because of consolidation. But you're talking about 300, 500, 1,000 person entities, enterprises. And there's people at all levels, at bud tender levels, at management levels, at C-suite levels. These individuals, HR directors, accounting directors, they all want to know what the next best thing, head of cultivation, they want to know what the next best thing is. So we opened up MITA over the last 6 years from just an owner's club to a bud tender with a dream to an owner with an exit strategy, and everyone in between, building the cannabis industry together so that somebody would come and meet Jane from Boveda, have a little conversation, take it to their head cultivator, or their head cultivator would take it to their boss, or the C-suite would say, hey, to their head cultivator back in the office. So we created that networking vibe.
Yeah.
Last night we had 775 FA card holders, which is the card that we use in Arizona, at the meeting, and about 150, 200, I call them looky-loos, individuals that aren't
Cannabis
necessarily,
curious.
yeah, and that's not even counting the vendors and stuff.
Right.
So if you want to get into the Arizona cannabis space and learn about it and get your product through that complicated maze that are these new large entities, we find it's the best way to do it.
Yeah. you have those bookends, right? You have the regulatory that can get people caught up, especially when you're trying to be a farmer and close to the plant, and that's not really where your arena is. You're trying to use your talents elsewhere. You have those people protecting you there through groups like this. And then for us, we get a chance, we just talked about this, to hear what the consumer is saying to us about our product, because every consumer is also a customer in B2B. And we're looking for those spark energy around people who are close to the plant. We love your feedback at Boveda, good, bad, or indifferent. How is our product integrated with your storage, and how is it working for you? Please reach out on any of our social media sites or directly on our website, where we have scientists on staff that are craving that kind of feedback from people who are close to the plant.
Well, we really appreciate our partnership with Boveda over the years, and we look forward to supporting you guys more. Any closing thoughts about the golf tournament?
I thought it was great. It was such a great opportunity. I was on hole 9, which I felt like was the best hole, really, frankly.
Yes.
And people would come in, and you could just chat for a few minutes and give them some samples, and everybody seemed really excited. I felt the kind of tired vibe at the end of the day,
Yeah.
too, so I think it was a lot of energy around it. Really
beer,
fun.
beer bellies and joints.
And you paired me with great groups. Shout out to Titan Laboratories, the guys there as well, as well as Headset. So it's fun for people like us who are looking to network and have a diverse group to play a round of golf and get to learn a lot about their story into cannabis.
Well, very cool. We appreciate you. When are you leaving Arizona?
Thank you.
Never.
Never. I'm never. She
Said
will never leave.
never.
I go back to Minneapolis tomorrow morning.
I may not let
I
you.
hope to stay. I'd stay as long as you keep me.
Is Boveda headquartered in Minneapolis?
Boveda is headquartered in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
You guys should move your headquarters down here.
It's a strong
We're
vote.
looking. There is a strong vote.
It's a little cold up there.
I know. We have the same vote over in Florida. So hopefully, as this cannabis industry grows, we can keep getting satellite offices where we're needed.
Well, any way we can help you guys, let us know. I'm always
you.
available to your
Appreciate
team,
it.
and we appreciate you coming out today.
Thank you
Thanks.
so much.
Great
Thank
event.
you guys.
Great event.
Yeah.
Great work.
Last
Thanks,
thing,
you guys.
how do I
so
get one of
much.
those hats?
I'll hook you up.
That is a sweet hat.
Yeah, it's very limited.
Yes.
It was only internal, so I got to maybe try to work my magic.
I wear
If
these.
anyone can,
It's a Nike
Jane.
one too, and I'm surprised you've kept it so white. Props to you, girl.
I wear hats on backwards all day long, and I wear them at yoga. So that's Nike. I would love to wear that. All right, we'll see you
Thanks,
guys next time.
Awesome.
Thank you guys. Another episode of MITA Unshackled.